Greatest thing about walking around the Keeneland sales, you never know who you're going to see. Like a pair of Hall of Fame jockeys, John Velazquez, Mike Smith, return to the horse racing show. Contain your excitement.
I'll tell you what, it's a different way to see horse racing right from the beginning of it before we actually see them on the racetrack. So it's nice to be here, definitely, yeah.
And what brings you guys here, Mike?
Well, we're here for some meetings to start with, but they got over a little quicker than what we expected, and we were fortunate enough to be able to come over here, and Bob Baffert even let me bid on one. So I bid on one, paid $600 for it, but I didn't have to sign my name, but it was a lot of fun.
You know, bidding with somebody else's money is the only way to do this, I think.
He was sweating anyway. It was his money. He was sweating. I mean, he didn't know. He didn't know. Should I go? Should I not go? He kept beating him until he got the horse. So it was an excitement moment, and see him sweating. He was sweating for somebody else's money.
I was more nervous. I was more nervous bidding on it than hopefully I get to ride. I got to stay around another year, but hopefully I'll get to ride him.
Let's see. So a 2-year-old, who is it? So we can keep an eye on it for next year. We're going to save this.
Into Mischief out of America, all chocolate that ran in California that Sadler actually trained. So hopefully we'll have something.
So when you guys are here at something like this, I know it's not exactly like being at the track, but you know, when a big number's going up, there's kind of a feel like you're coming down the stretch a little bit.
Oh yeah, but you know, they put a lot of pressure on us too. So when they pay the money, they expect them that we do better too. So it's a lot of expectation from us when they pay that much money for the horses. But definitely it's exciting, this.
Yeah, see, that guy's going to say, hey, you rode $1 million horse today, Smith. What happened?
But now we know. I know what it feels like. Cause I actually got, like you said, I got to spend someone else's money, but it still felt like it was mine. And now you know how much that they pay for them and care for them. So now there's more pressure on us.
You guys don't have pressure.
Hey, so was the pressure.
Cool.
Well,
I've seen you in the saddle too long.
Well, the thing is, there's a lot of expectation no matter what for the horses. So we prepare ourselves to be the best we can that day anyway. You know, so I think the pressure's on ourselves. Forget about from the pressure from outside. I think we want to do the best job we can, though. So it's always the thinking that I can do it, and I'm going to perform the best that I can, and get the best out of that horse for that particular race. So it's always there. You know, we got to have the mentality that we can do the job and do the best for that that particular race and for that horse as well. So it's always there.
And that's what you guys have always done. You know, I mean. You go. I don't. Have you ever gone into a race thinking I can't win this race, even when you know you can't win this race?
No, you know we're so competitive, man. I always believe there's something I can do to at least get the most out of him. You know, that's what you try to do, is just get the best out of them, and hopefully that's good enough.
I was in Belmont. I saw you up at Belmont over the weekend at the conclusion of that turf Trinity.
Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, I did a story, and I didn't know it up until this weekend when I started doing research, about you wearing the number 21 on your helmet in honor of Roberto Clemente, one of my all-time favorite players, the late, great Pittsburgh Pirates. Oh, yeah, I saw Roberto play, actually.
Wow.
I'm a little older than you two guys.
Yes.
I saw him play, but you guys are from the same hometown of Catalina?
Carolina, yes. So here's how it started. You know, I was in 3rd grade, and I got a Roberto Clemente award. He has died just a few years before that. I was born in '71. He died the year after. Actually, I think it was the year after. He was 72 in December. So when I got the word and I got to start, the research for him, I had to do research and all that stuff. And then it just stuck in my mind, the kind of person he was, the kind of the things he did and playing baseball and the things he did afterwards. So it stuck in my mind that you start thinking, it's like, it's not just being an inspiration, but doing something that you can do. And obviously now, as an older person, and I've been very successful as well, so something to give back and do so not just in the work that you do, but also what you do of the work that you do. So, and anyway, so I always carry that number and started doing really well, kind of put it on in my helmet and my pants. Most of it now I only have it in the helmet, which is more visible. So still honoring for him, though. It's a person that it was an inspiration for me.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you both are Hall of Famers. Not just him on the field and you on the track.
It's funny because back then in 3rd grade, I was not thinking anything of what I was going to do. I didn't think I was going to get into sports. So, but it was a person that you can follow and look up to, though.
And everybody has somebody they look up to, even if it's not a jockey or a trainer or somebody growing up, I imagine, Mike.
Oh, we certainly. I mean, it's great to have a role model. I mean, role models kind of make you who you are, There's something to what your parents used to say when you were young, man. Surround yourself around the right people, good people, and you'll be successful, and that's what we try to do.
That's why I came over when I saw you two guys. I said, I know who I'm getting on the podcast this week, whether they want it or not. I ambushed them. Okay, let me ask you, a big horse excitement down the road for you would be?
Oh my God! So obviously it'll be Code of Honor coming a couple of weeks here.
Yeah,
so I'm looking for him to come back, and hopefully he can continue doing that progressions he's been doing last 2 races. And it's excitement too. That's we stuck with him for a long time, and still looking forward for him. Yeah.
His Travers was what everybody's been expecting, I think.
Yeah, I've been racing this horse even when he was a 2-year-old, and when he turned to 3 years old. I know it was on him. It's just as a matter of fact when he's going to put it together. So he's done it last 2 races. It's been very, very impressive. So hopefully he can continue doing that.
Mike, how's it lining up for you down the road? The Breeders' Cup coming up and some big races coming up.
I've been very blessed. I got about 3 or 4 that are heading in that are going to be pretty live. McKinzie, going into the Classic.
That's where I was waiting to go.
So he's the big horse right now, and he's doing really, really well. So we're going to have to bump heads probably in the Classic down the road. But
they're going to get the fans want to know then they're the same race.
It's about time.
It sure is, and then he's ready for it. So we're excited.
And McKenzie's been a horse that. Anticipation this year, and he's lived up to it, and the Whitney, he certainly did.
He really has. He's coming around. It's taken just a little bit. He's a little older now, but he's really coming around. He's gotten to where he'll stretch out, and I think he'll get the mile and quarter fine now, so we're really happy with the way he's doing.
And this Baffert guy and this McGahee guy are pretty good trainers.
Yeah, well, they're not too bad either, right?
Yeah, so I think with all these Hall of Famers around it, it's going to be a heck of a classic shaping up.
It should be. It's going to be a great Breeders' Cup. We got a lot of good horses coming in for both days.
You didn't raise your hand in there, any?
No, not yet. They're trying to get me to, go and buy a horse there. Hey, I'm going to do it with somebody else's money. Then I won't sweat as much.
maybe Mike will bid for you.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If he signed for the ticket, I'm okay with it.
I ain't signing.
Johnny, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Mike, always a pleasure. Thanks, guys.